Hey beautiful people, welcome back again to this channel. If today is your first time, welcome to the family. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Turn on the notification bell so you always be notified whenever I upload a video. You can come check it out. Happy New Month to you all, wishing you all the best. And then I want to say thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you all so much, and I love you all. In today's video, you know what you're about to watch. As you can see down there, I'm gonna be talking about domestic violence in a relationship or in a marriage. Yeah, when I say domestic violence, is a violence or other abuse by one person against another in a domestic setting, such as in a marriage or cohabitation. That is the meaning of domestic violence for those that don't know the meaning of domestic violence. When I say in a marriage or in a relationship, I'm going to break it down into two parts. If you are in a relationship and that relationship based on domestic violence, I'm not talking to one person, I'm talking to the both side, both the male and the female. If the relationship based on domestic violence, I don't think you should continue that relationship. I do not think so. And I do not also advise that for you to go into to continue a relationship that based on domestic violence. For me, it's risky. It's really risky. You cannot be with a man that always use you as a punch bag. That is domestic violence, and it's not advisable for you to be in that kind of relationship. He might end up killing you one day, or you, as a lady, might end up killing him one day. It's risky. Do not be into it just because you think men are scarce, because I do not really get that when lady or women or girls saying men are scarce. I don't know. I don't really know, but it always sounds funny, but I don't know. Do not say I'm gonna bear anything he's doing to me. Come to think of it now. You are not married and he's using domestic violence. What about if he or she is married to you? What about that? Can you live by that forever? Can you bear those things forever? Do you want to die inside, or do you want to have one eyes before thinking of leaving? I don't know the way some people think. You have to think and act fast. Do not think what people is going to say, because domestic violence is not something you are supposed to joke with. Marriage or relationship is not something that you have to manage. I always say this in almost all my video. Marriage or relationship is not something like I have to bear it or I have to manage it. It's not based on like that. Marriage or relationship is something you have to be happy about. We know relationship or marriage is not something you must always be happy like every time, no, but there will still be a bad times, maybe if there is misunderstanding, or a bad times. When I say bad time, you know what I mean by that. There must be that time in every marriage or in every relationship, but not based on domestic violence. Not. Or do you want to have one eyes before you think of leaving? Do you want to die inside? just because you love him and he is using domestic violence on you, or just because you love her and she is using domestic violence on you. Come on, you don't have to do that. If he's in a relationship, if it's not working, it's not working, let it go. Maybe that relationship or that person is not meant for you. Do not force yourself into it. I'm talking to the both side now. And let's come to the marriage side. If you are married to a man, or you are with a woman that always use domestic violence, if you know you can bear it, because this is marriage, I cannot say go away from your marriage. I'm only gonna talk about what I feel, what I think about it, but it's left for you to decide what you think or what you like to do when it comes to issues like this. If he's in a marriage and that marriage is based on domestic violence, you shouldn't sit down and fold your hands. You have to say it out. You have to talk to someone, because depression is real. There are so many people going through this. They are depressed. But you see them outside, they always smile, but you don't know what they are passing through inside. They always feels like if I say this to someone, they're gonna laugh at me. Come on, you don't have to die in silence. You don't have to die in silence. You really, really have to talk to someone, and also think fast. Also think fast on what you would like to do. Do you want to continue it? Do you want to bear it? Some people do say, because of my children. Do you want to bear it? It's left for you to decide. But trust me when I say marriage is not something you have to bear. Marriage is not something you have to manage. No, marriage is something you have to enjoy. Marriage is something you have to be happy. It's not something you have to cry almost every day. No, I call that hellfire on health. Yeah, this is my opinion about domestic violence. And if you feels like it's okay by you, you want to stay inside just because you have children already for him or for her, it's left for you to decide. But trust me, so many people have died because of domestic violence. So many people have lost their life because of this domestic violence. You do not have to care what people is going to say about you. You do not have to think what people is going to do or say. Always fight for your life first, because if you die today as the result of domestic violence, trust me, it's just for a few years. He's gonna be out or she's gonna be out again, and he or she is gonna be married to someone else. Do you know that? You have to always think about this when it comes to domestic violence. You do not have to play with it. You do not have to joke with it like child's play. You do not have to say all men or all women are like this. You do not have to do that. Because if you do that, I think you are risking your life. You are risking your life. Domestic violence can go in so many ways. In so many ways. Some men, you can see them beating their wife, doing all sorts of things. That is domestic violence. Let's assume he is beating her now, mistakenly. He hit her in the wrong place and she died. What is going to happen? Maybe he's gonna go in prison for just few months or few years, and he's gonna come back again, and he will be married to someone else, or she will be married to someone else. When I say domestic violence, it's not meant for just the men. No. I know it's very common. I mean, it's really, really common with the men hitting their wife or hitting their girlfriend. But there are still some women that also do this as well. There are still some women that beat up their husband just like a trash. There are still some women that lock their husband outside and said, "You are not coming into this house today." There are so many women like that. Yeah. You do not have to think if I go away from the marriage or from the relationship, you're not going to get someone else. No. You do not have to think that, because if you think that, I think you're going to die there one day. And life goes on. Life goes on. They will only mourn you for a few time and they will forget about you. You are gone and you are gone forever. That is life for you. Do not joke with domestic violence. I'm singing it just like a music now. Do not joke with domestic violence. It's risky. It's really risky. This is what I have to share with you guys. You can leave your comment down below what you think about this video. And then subscribe, turn on the notification bell. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up for more video. Subscribe. Love you all. See you guys in my next video.